Hi, sorry, I had to stop the video there for a minute, but let's keep going. So yeah, there's this draw. I would say it's more of a feminine draw, magnetic draw to the roots of the earth, and how yeah, there's something to be said about how lightning, which is electric, like strikes trees more likely than an open field. And so, that's why they say, like, if there's a storm, don't go and, hide under a tree during a lightning storm in an open field, because that lightning is going to get drawn to that tree. Well, why? Because it's magnetic. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's like other reasons as well, but on a fundamental level, it's very magnetic. And a tree with a lot of these old roots is exceptionally feminine and magnetic. And so, and it helps to ground these energies into the earth. They help to ground the divine feminine into the earth, which is, so vital right now for all of us, and for helping come into balance. So it's not that, again, it's a little bit confusing, because it seems like somehow we really need this divine feminine to come down, to come into balance, to come into union. And then for whatever reason, having more of that divine masculine coming down afterwards seems to be kind of the sequence of how things are going. And I'm not sure, why exactly that is, but it's a pattern and process. And there's always waves throughout history in terms of either divine masculine or divine feminine energy kind of leading the way in terms of awakening. It's just the period that we're in right now, the feminine are leading it. And so it's just natural. It's like not, we get so caught up sometimes about in the details of something that's really a much more macro process. And so it's good sometimes to be able to sit on the observer's perch and get a higher perspective on what's going on, so that we don't feel so emotionally attached and getting so deeply, feeling wounded in our emotional body without having I guess I would say a balanced perspective is what's needed. And sometimes there's not enough of this kind of observer perch perspective when we're just focused on this concept of a relationship with somebody else, which ultimately is really just the expression of the balancing of two very potent energies that need to come down into the third dimension at this time, because it's so needed, and because we've come so far away into the end of the cycle of being so far removed from origin, and now moving back again towards that, and bringing, and opening up more of our ability to see beyond the veils and lifting the veils to reconnect with what the true reality, which is just light and love. And we also have here ginkgo, and this card made me really, really happy. Ginkgo's the oldest tree species on the planet. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. If not, it is one of the only surviving species from many ice ages. And that's also brings me back actually to iceberg. All this memories of times before ice ages, before ancient past, ancient origins, things that are hidden in glaciers, in fossilized rock, in the roots of a big old tree. All of this stuff is kind of able to be brought back online now into our conscious awareness. This is what we're leading to. This is what's happening. And you can see here that it's dawn. I really thought about this. Is this a sunrise or sunset? And then I'm absolutely sure that it is dawn. And it's representing the dawn of this new earth that we're ushering in, I guess, birthing in. And it's very kind of profound, and it's very exciting. And I think it's just going to allow people to feel so much more whole, because right now, the way the world is, if you just are looking at it from a very kind of 3D, more standard perspective of how the world works, based on like what's been scientifically fully proven and understood, there's still, I feel like there's still something deeply amiss in terms of being able to make meaning out of that. And there's some people that are doing a good job at trying to bring the two together, and I'll give them credit for that. But a lot of those people that are doing that are still probably predominantly masculine energy from the vibe that I get. And so I don't feel like it's fully balanced from where they're coming from at this point. And so this process that we're going through right now, this shift, and it is literally a shift that's happening down to the cellular level, is gonna bring on more understandings that is gonna help to truly bring things into balance and bring this true wholeness and meaning back on a much deeper level. So I'd like to pull very quickly one card from the Magdalene Oracle and read it, because I was guided right before I did this reading to do that. And then we'll call it a day. And I'm just going to read it from the book, and we'll see how it relates back to what we've gone over. Intimacy. And then on the bottom, intimacy. And then we turn it over. Sacred sexuality. Love it. Who's not going to love that? So. Okay. So, let's hold this up. You may have been emotionally hurt in the past, and as a result, you are now reluctant to share your feelings with others because you fear being hurt again. It is understandable that you have placed a protective shield around your heart. However, it is now time to drop the armor, because at present it is preventing a worthwhile relationship from forming. There is someone who dearly loves you, and the love that this person has for you is real. However, he or she is afraid to reveal their true feelings for fear of rejection. Like you, they also fear being hurt. Trust and share your feelings and experiences openly and honestly. You'll be amazed at what unfolds. The most intimate relationships are usually formed through tears and laughter, so don't be afraid to express your feelings, fears, and vulnerabilities. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace the new. Well, that's really beautiful. And I think it's good that that came up, because it ties in a lot actually to some of the stuff in the book that I read about this heart portal card, which I didn't really bring up, and I guess it was meant that I read this card to fully kind of reinforce the importance of the message of opening ourselves. You know, like, it's really hard to stay open in your heart and stand kind of nakedly with somebody that that you care about so much. It's really required so much healing and clearing already, and this card is suggesting that there's still a little bit more of sort of relaxing into this vulnerability and this openness that sort of needs to happen right now in order for the rebirth to occur. And I think that communication, some sort of physical person-to-person communication is going to be an important conversation in terms of moving through this heart portal into all these future phases. And so it came up to be spoken because it's pretty vital to be a good listener, to be compassionate, to not jump to conclusions, and to stay, to kind of like remember your innocence, remember a time, like, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a minute. It's almost like we have to remember before you had your first kiss, and remember that very first kiss you ever had, like when you were totally innocent about love, and the first time you fell in love, and how that felt, and before you had any hurts around it, like the openness that you had, the honesty that you had. You have to go back to that place. You just have to let everything else go and like completely surrender. It's like wipe the slate clean and just love this person. Just have to unlearn really fully, once and for good, unlearn all the negative things that you learned about love. And I know probably better than anyone how hard it is to do that. And so that's probably why I have to share that message, because I probably need it the most. So with that, I'm gonna call it a day. And I'm so glad I did this. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I love you. I want the best for all of you that are watching this, because I know how important this love is. It is right now, more than ever, the most important thing in your entire life. I can't stress that enough. It is the time to make this your number one priority, if you haven't already. Other things will somehow work themselves out in the long run, even if it's hard in the short term, even if it has to do sometimes with your kids or whatever other responsibilities. Obviously don't neglect, but really, like, it's very important you get still and realize how important this is right now in the bigger picture of what's going on the planet. There is no time to waste. All right.